Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Romo, and these will be my December 2022 trade and recaps. Today is December 31st, last day of the year, and I'm doing this because I'm excited of what I just accomplished this past month of the year, and if you've been watching my previous recaps, this here on the screen is my November 22 recap, you know, and I specifically said, that I'm excited for what's to come, and here you'll see why I said that. It's not like I knew I was gonna uh, have this exact month, but I had just a feeling, just the way I've been trading, just the way I've been feeling, and the way I've been seeing plays. You just feel that it's movement in the right direction, and yeah. So please watch this this previous month November recaps. Here's where I, you know, say this upcoming month should be good, and it'll give you a better explanation and also outline that if you haven't seen everything, at the very least, start watching the recaps from September 2022 and on. Um, so yeah, here's a link, and you go ahead and watch it. And also, in this video, I in the comments I have all the links to my previous recaps, all the verified trades where I, where I learn everything from, so everything will be done on the links. But yeah, so let's go ahead and get right to it. And it all started right at the first day of the month, quite frankly. So let's go ahead and dive into that. Um, Here overall are all my trades, and I finished a little over 300 on the month, which yeah, it's not life changing money whatsoever, but based off my previous months, 65, 45, 54, and here's where I started, feeling like, that sort of momentum, and that's why, you know, I felt that this one was going to be good, and I did very well. Uh, 27 trades, 17 winning, 10 losses. That's how much I won, that's how much I lost. Half of that was this trade, which we'll go over, and I had that one mistake a month. Yeah, I have these other losses. This is the next biggest loss, which I'm okay with. That one we'll go over as well. But this one, it's just I could have prevented that big of a loss. But we'll go over it. And here, you'll see this big jump and only this profit is because I deposited more money into my account. You know, I looking back at it now in the month, I didn't need to, but I just felt like on this month and the way this second week was going, I'm like, okay, I might run out of capital if I'm, doing more trades and, I'm doing higher dollar amounts, so I didn't want to, lose, um, all my traded capital and not be able to trade on a trade. So I was like, let me just bust it 1,500 more, and just in case. It's not like I was gonna go all in any trade at all with this. I'm still, I believe my biggest position size was this, which we'll go over, and it was under $1,000. So not going all in any other trades, just using it to be able to do multiple trades as the cash settles, which I've outlined that strategy too in another video and another recap. So with that, let's go ahead right into it. Like I said, the first day, of the month had three trades, all solid, and the first 2 days of December were pretty good. Um, so yeah, let's start off with, let me see, CGRA. Is that the first one? I believe. Yeah, CGRA. First, let's move this up a little bit. Cool. All right. So CGRA on the first. Here, there the breakup. Here, and just reference. Look how much more it went. Crazy. I was buying here. Look at that, and how much more it ran. Um, but yeah, let's go ahead and dive into the trade itself. Oh man, this can't even really see that 1 second. All right, this should be better. Here we go. So was it just one trade? So let's see. But sold, 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 sold. All right, so I bought half size and the full size. Or I guess a third of size. Then I went in more here, so I have 45,000 shares, 500, 1,000, 1,500, 1,500. That's 2,000, 2,000, 2,500, 4,500. Yeah, that's all of them. Well, I said 45,000 here. I meant 4,500. Cool. So let's go ahead. So yeah, as you can see here on the chart, going for the breakout. There's high volume there. This had a run here. And these I don't like buying because typically they don't break out, and if they do, they usually fade. So I started watching this very closely here, and then this day, you know, watched it too, but just the volume wasn't there, price action wasn't there. But the following day, that's when I got really interested. Oh no, that's not the right one. Where is it? Oh no. GRA, let's see. Alright. Excuse me. So, where'd it go? Cool, here. So, at 9:43, which is 8:43 on my screen, Central Time, I bought some at 47. So, at 43 here. Yeah, so right there into that little spike right here, 47. You know, and then at 44, I bought some more 457, 44. So 44 and 49. So everything here. So let's see, 43 here at 47. As it's breaking this high. I just want to get an entry and feel how it's going. See how it reacts. It perked up. I don't want to chase too high up here. It comes down, and then let me see. Oh, actually, no. Here's the actual execution time. So let me backtrack. So at 46, 8:46 here. So here on dip, okay, yeah. So I see this, and on the dip here, actually right at the 47 level that I was watching here. I digged into the break, but I saw how I was hanging, and then got here on the dip, and then at 47 here, I got more on the dip at 457. 457, good entry here, right around support. And then the last at 46 at 851, 851 right here. You know, so I'm seeing a hole. Here it's not that volatile, but just watching it, and just using this as risk low today, sort of. This low here, and after that, it's just pretty much you know manageable, hold your risk. I don't remember exactly where I sold, but I might have sold some here, and then this, I'm not sure. So let's see where I sold my first one. So buy. Here are the first sells right there. So at 9:20. Okay, so did I get executed at that time? No. So at 9:24, I got executed. So here at 513. Right at the day, I'm seeing the spikes here, seeing a dip, come back to the high, lower high, and then trying to break out some. I expect some buyers to be here high of the day, so I'm just you know selling some into that. So I got some at 513, and then a few minutes later, oh, so I had two different orders here. So this one got executed first, actually. So at 51:23. So some here at 51, and then at 51:03, a minute later, and then got more here, 513. So 1,500 shares there I sold, and then that's like a third of my size. And then let me see, yeah, and then I held the rest until the afternoon. So then I saw this, and I didn't sell anything on this. But the key was, take some profits here. Because had I been whole size here and watching all this, I would have been like, oh, dang, it's tougher to hold. But I sold a third of my position here. And, this dip, I'm like, okay, I'm not too, you know, worried about selling into a panic, you know. And perhaps I could have even added my shares back here, you know. But then I keep selling later in the day at 305, which is, oh no, that's 205, so it's 105 over here. 105 here at 52. Okay, yeah, so it's breaking the high a day. I'm selling some, and then 2 minutes later here at 53. So good sell there, and then more at 53 that same minute, and then 54 at 129. So more here into that high day break, let it consolidate, let it dip, and then into the further run up into the break of the previous high. I just sell more into it because I anticipate buyers are going to be there. So I should, my get my sales taken out. I mean, yeah, my sales taken out, and then 29, and then the last 2,000. I sold at 53 at 213, 213 here. So perhaps I could have held more for the next day and sold into the spike. Let's see what I have done. It's crazy. Look at that. I mean, I was buying down here, and then just look how further it went. I was buying here. What was it? What was it first? At 50, 47. 47. I'm buying here double of what you know, double my profits. Could double my, yeah. But I mean that's gonna be. I'm not upset that I didn't hold that. It just shows that I'm on the right track. Seeing where the run is gonna start. And I didn't hold them overnight because just the market hadn't been there. But that gave me more confidence. And then you know we went into the next trade, CMOS, and I believe CLOW. I was in at that time. There was in a two trades at one time. Yeah. So yeah, here's CLOW on the first here. And this is what it's doing now on the first. Yep. So panic here. This is a straight, pump. When you see charts like this, these are like the most ideal plays. Because they're being pumped. It's gonna fall someday. You don't know when, but it's gonna do it. It's a matter question of when or if. It's not a question of if, but a question of when it's gonna happen. So this is just a straight up panic dip buy, which I been getting in more, which I've been prior to, I believe the last few months I've been hesitant to get in. So this is another big step for me as well. So here, let's go ahead and see where I got in at, and then look, this was 10:15:43. This was like a minute trade, less than a minute trade, like 30 seconds. uh, so that's crazy. So it was only 100 shares, and let's see. So at 9:15 here, 9:15 at 285, got in here. 15 285. The low was 275, so I get in here. It's close to the low 285, and at 318 I sold. 318 here. Next minute, right at pretty much at the high of this. So I bought here, sold here, and that's my 10% there. And yeah, it did go lower. And it wasn't the best panic. It kept fading, but I just got in and got out. I realized I got in a good price, and I realized it bounced quickly to my goals. I'm like, all right, let's lock it in. Don't need to stick around, especially because I was in CG, all right, at the same time. So yeah, these are the plays that are at the beginning gonna make you the most if you're doing sort of what I'm doing. So these are favorite plays so far, and then we go on to another trade on the same day. Let's see. Let's see. The next trade was COMS. Let's bring that in here. This one looks better. We'll keep this one here. COMS. On all three tickers start with the C. Yeah, kind of cool, I guess. Actually, 1 second. Right on the first. Here we go. Okay, so going here for this breakout. This wasn't the clearest breakout, but you can see something was forming here. Breakout-ish level around here that could potentially get up here. And let's see what I did the next days. 1 second. Here we go. So, excuse me. So yeah, we're going for the breakout. This is not the ideal breakout, but it's got potential. Just the way it's setting up, the volume, the price action. It's got potential. And the next day it sort of fell pretty much, and then next day that's when it started breaking out, and then it just wasn't that consistent. So yeah, let's go ahead to the day where I traded, which is here. Let's see my entries. So bought, sold. Okay, cool. So 700, 17, 22, 27, 3,050 shares. Okay, so let's see. The first 700 at 1019. Excuse me, 1019, 1019 around here at 11. 1019, 1019. Really? Oh, 1009. I'm like, there we go. 1009 here at 11. Cool. All right. So, I'm seeing it, spike, and then I don't want to chase into this, which is the 13 level, but then here at 11, there's support here quite a bit. Look at all this support, and I saw that is basing here, sort of. It it bounced and it broke this up here. So this, I'm thinking, is going to be a higher low. And I want to get in close to the support, which eventually will become my risk. And yeah, so I got 700 there, and then let's see, I added more, 1,000 more at 1043. Is it gonna be in this frame? Yeah, cool. 1043 here. You know, more into close to the support, at, what is it, 1095, so below this entry, and then, huh, these got executed first. Oh, okay, so I put my orders in at that time and they didn't get executed until later. So let's see, 1043, 1028, 10, 1128. Okay, yeah, okay, so these got executed first. 28, 1028 here. At where we at? La, 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 la. I'm tripping. Here we go. Sorry, guys. Here at 1009, 28. So yeah, all in this area. 10.9. Yeah. So all in this area, and then using that as risk, which is really good entry. Essentially 11 entry with a 10.6 risk. You know, and then you know it did fade at the end of the day, but I believe I took profits into this, which, you know, sometimes, and like in this case, it's good, but on the other one, CGRA, I could have helped more and then just sold into the following day, But, for now, at the stage that I am in with my account, I just want to log in profits, and if it goes further, okay, it's okay, but I'll lock in my gains, and learn from it, and then eventually, as I get more reps, I'll be able to identify that and be able to not only perhaps sell into, this run up, but if there's a really good setup and the market's there, eventually add my shares back for a further run, and hold until the next day, and so on, and expand my profits, so it's all a process, and you just gotta learn from every single trade. So let's see where I sold. Sell at 11:15. 11:15. So here at 12:10. 12:10 up here. Nice. You know. So let's just go ahead and do this. Was it 12:15? Wait, 11:15. Here, sold into this spike. So I saw it consolidate here. Got in here in that area, and I see a perk through here, and I see this dip, and it's holding this area. So I'm like, oh, okay, it might run again, but I want to log in profits. I want to use this spike to get out. Because it's just easier, and if it gets overextended, it's gonna pull, and that's just what it did. It had this big pull, and I'm like, oh, I didn't sell everything, but let's see, I, just started playing a save at 11:22. 11:22 in this area. I sold more, sort of the same price as here, and then at 11:30 here, I sold more at 12, and then 39 and 40 I sold the rest at 39, 39 and 40. So here, I started this big drop there, sort of shook me out, not right away, but just into this, because yes, it did hold this level again. It came up, but it just kind of slowly fading into this, and I failed to recognize that it was holding this level here and for the run up. But you know, it's okay because I think I had CGRA at this time because it's 1240. Let's see, the last sell here. Yeah, I was holding CGRA, so I was in two plays all day. You know, I was in this pretty much all day. This for a second while I was still in CGRA and then COMS. You know, so yeah, it ran up and it went up to 14, which would have been great. Being in from like 11. You know, but and then it faded. And I knew it wasn't that ideal, but it had a potential. So yeah, and then the following day, oh snap, we got CLOW and CNNA. So let's go into CLOW again. Whoa. Alright, so I'm assuming it's panic here. How long was this trade? Oh, it was like 3 minutes. So same thing, it was this day on the second. If it has a panic, I'm looking for further panic next day. Because here, I panic here, but it could go all the way down here. It still has this much more to run. But ideally the first day is the best. Uh, so at 260 at 836 here, 260. Great entry. 260. Look at that. Right there, low was 253. 260, and then I sold at 293. 293 here, and it went all the way to 340. So I missed out on 50 cents a share, which is okay. I nailed the entry. Now I just need to read the price action better and, control my exits. Maybe sell half and then hold the rest, and then sell them up here, or kind of once I see it's fading, just sell it into this, not necessarily down here when it breaks this, but just recognize the price action, recognize the level 2, and yeah, 12.5% gain in 3 minutes. Great trade. Next trade is CNNA, same day. Whoa. Here we go. CNNA. It's OTC on the second. Let me see. Here we go. Cool. This day. Huh. I know I didn't go for this breakout here. See, typically it doesn't go. When it runs this much from the bottom, it's similar to CGRA. It had that green day, and then it had a red day following, and then the next day really broke out, which this one didn't do. But yeah, typically these days are not the best to buy for the breakout. So I'm interested to see what I did. I think I just maybe bought the dip here and sold quickly. Let's see. So buy, sell, sell, sell. All right, so 20,000 at 1207. Yep. Here. 1207 at 1007 here. And then yeah. Sold those for loss. Yeah, for small loss. So yeah. Okay, trade, just trying something. Sold some here, 1211, and then at 1220. Sold more here at 118, and then the rest at 1229 here at 101. Yeah, so this one I panic sold. You know, but yeah, this was the best trip. Just trying something. See the big run up. What was this? Was there any news? No, but big run up, and the volume, and you just want to get in and dip and see if it goes further. And if when it doesn't, just cut it. You know, that's it for that one. Let's see. The next trade was Cloud again on following Monday. Where is it? Cloud, whatever. Same thing. Oh, that's not the right one. Where is it? Sorry, guys. Jeez. Here we go. Cool. CLOW on the 5th. So I'm assuming here, the 5th. So, whoa, one more. Further panic, so a 4 minute trade, 3.5 minute trade, same thing. So at 836, here again, I got filled at 232.5. Wow. What was the low? The low is at 220. Oh, but that was here. This low here was pretty much 231, 232. So I got executed right at the low there, and then at 270 I sold. Was it up here? Yep, in here. 940 in here. I sold all there, and that's it. I mean, it's not the best. Not as volatile, but it's panic. Just taking advantage of it and selling right away. So this was my biggest ticker this month. In terms of profits. And it was all on panic dip buys. You know, and there's even a bigger trade towards the end of the month that you'll see. So these are all panic dip buys, and then what did I do? Next one was GLIC overnight. Oh, so I made a third trade over here on Friday, and I held overnight. Let's see, over the weekend actually. GLIC. So this one we gotta go back to the second here. Okay, and where we're at. Here we go. GLIC. So here my buys. Buy, and then so next day. Cool. So let's start off first with this on the second. So this here is looking pretty good. It's a listed stock that looks very much like a pump. So I was, watching it here. Didn't really want to trade it here. The volume was down, but it was holding this area, and excuse me. And this day, it had sort of the volume, and it was breaking through this 220-ish area, and the breakout level was up here, So I believe I started buying like around this area. Let's see, like the 220s, yeah, 223, 24, 21, 220, yeah. So right around the 220 area, which is here, that area that's sort of breaking out. And then, so the first few I bought at 1108, 1108, here at 223. So here, on the dip, and then at 1122, 1122, more here at 24, and then it dipped further, and then we're at 38, 1138 here, yep, more here on the dip. Looking back at these are not the best entries. I'm kind of just chasing the bottom, but I do see that like 12, 20-ish area as a risk. I mean, as entries, as support. And then the last 40 at 1145, 1145 here. So this is what I'm seeing in the moment. That level, and then snap, and then I just hold. I didn't sell here, and it bounces, it closes around here towards this high, and then I held it that long. Wow, wow, I didn't sell into that. Oh, I remember now. I think was I in a trade? Yeah. Oh, yeah. So I was in this trade, around this time for the panic. It was, what time did I get in? At 8:35. So yeah. So while this is spiking, I'm getting in on the other one. And what time did I get out? 8:40. 8:40. By the time I get out, it's coming back down. So I'm like, oh, snap. I am seeing this. I'm like, oh, breakout's working. It's gonna consolidate and keep going. And while I'm trying to play the other one, it fades, and I sell at 10:35. I held it 10:35 here. At 221, pretty much. This is not a. It's not good. Yeah. You know, after I see this, and I'm out of the other trade, I need to get out into like a bounce here. You know. I yeah. Yeah. After that, especially after that big fade, the rejection. Yeah. After it goes red, I gotta sell into bounces there. I cannot be selling down here. Like 220, I panic sold. You know, yeah, that's it's not a good trade. So yeah, it was small loss, but not good trade, not good habits to build on. So keep that in mind, children. Let's see. Following trade next day. Yeah, we went over that. WSRC, WSRC. Cool. Where is it? Here we go. Whoa. SRC. Oh yeah, this one I didn't get the exact times, but yeah. And no, it wasn't on the second. It was on the sixth. Whoa, did I do a panic dip on this? What did I do? Huh. But at 114, 114. Yeah, it had to be here. 114. So some at 12 and 111. Yeah, that's what it had to be. This is on the 6th. So yeah, panic here, and then sold part of it here, and then cut the rest here. The last sells, I have to sell before that. If I see just fading, 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 here because it's panicking too much and it should bounce a little bit. Um, but yeah, there's not much to that. But yeah, next trade is GDVM. GDVM. Oh, they do a panic dip right here. What did I do? Oh no, this was on 7th. Huh. What did I do? On the 7th, GDVM. So buy, sell, 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 sell. So 5,000 at 832. So 832 here. 545. 545. What did I put my limit at? 55. So my limit was here, 55. Yeah, so let's bring in the previous day for reference. So this is similar to Cloud, just pump, 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 and this had a big panic in the afternoon, so I didn't participate in that. Maybe I should have, but it kind of sucks when it happens late day, um, because usually it has a little bounce and yeah, and it fades again. But I'm still looking into that price action. Uh, if here's fading and not bouncing that much, but look at all the volume. So there's a lot of buying here and probably a lot of exchange buying and selling here that it's preventing it to just kind of either go up or down or fall. So it's just moving sideways. So I'm looking into that the following day. And seeing that price action. Let's see if we just get rid of that. Cool. Yeah, so here's the bounce, and this area is fading, so here in the morning, first minute kind of panics, and then here I see it, getting stronger, so I want to buy some here. It's not necessarily a panic, but it sort of is, but I'm buying it not into the outright panic, but once I see a little panic and it's holding, and then it looks stronger, then I want to get in. I'm like, oh, this is gonna go up. So put my limit order in and got a good execution, and you know the rest is just selling at the right time. So let's see. Now let's just go ahead and do the day of. So my first sells at 63. Yeah, so the minute after, yeah, the next minute here at 63 up here, you know, at the high, I'm selling 2500. How much did I buy? I'm selling half here. It's already got my good percentage gain, so I sold half just to stay patient, and then the rest I just sell in, small increments. Uh, 838 here, 838 at 65, up here, 849, 849 at 65, 850 at 66, then the rest all at 66 here, So, and what was it, 66? 66 there. And went all the way up to 73. So I could have made more, but that's fine. That's a decent gain. I you know, got a good execution in the buy and then just sell. Once if you're all the way down here, you're it's really hard to lose. And if it goes higher than you expect, that's fine. Just take part of it. The meat of the move, like Tim Sykes says. You know, that's the name of the game. Uh, so, but till then, that was my biggest gain. So and then the next one, GDVM, the next day. What did I do the next day? The 8th. Wait, what did I do? 8th. So I only got a partial filled. Yeah. Alright, so is this a panic dip buy again at 931 here at 68. So I got some here. 34, 36, yes, and then sold everything in here. So I got only 60% of what I was trying to buy. So, and then at 73, sold some. I mean, good sell, 73, right at the high. The high was 73. Sold a third of the shares at the high, and then a 69, the rest at 836. 69 here. Kind of panicked a little bit here, you know. Uh, but yeah, this wasn't like the best panic, so that's why I, you know, got out quickly. The last one's kind of panicked on them. Um, but yeah, same pattern, Panic dip buys this month have been my um, most profitable um, strategy. Sorry, I'm blanking out because I was looking at other stuff. GSC overnight. So I bought this on Friday. Let's bring that in. Okay, let me actually bring the image because that's too small. go GSTC. So when I buy this from the 9th to the 12th, whoa, 9, 12, cool. Let's see what I did. So, what is an afternoon? Okay, so let's go into this day first. And the 9th, 12th. So here's the 9th, the breakout. That's what I'm going for. Higher volume, not the best, but it's over this area. So let's see where I get in. So about 15,000 at 129 to the afternoon. 129. Why does what? It just skips over, I guess. At 204. 204 here. And wait, that's not the right time. At 129. That makes more sense. 129. Here. 129. Oh snap. 204. So I'm getting here on a dip. And then at 142. I'm trying to get more. What did I get filled at 2. Here more on the dip. I only got 4,000 out of my 10,000. So here on the dip, and then this fade, I didn't sell. I saw the support here, and then I held on to the next day. These are a sell, sell. Oh, I bought again. Buy, sell, sell. So I sold 2,000. How many did I have here? I had 19,000. So 2,000, 4,000. So that put me in at 15,000, yeah, and then back up to 20,000. And then I tried to sell all of them here, only got 4,000, canceled them and sold those 16,000. Okay, cool. Alright, so next day. We sold at 832 to the open at 23, into the spike, gap up, and then more at 236, and then I buy more at 856. 856. Really? Wow. So I held through that panic. This, at least I took some profits here, and I guess why I didn't sell here, I was, they didn't want to panic sell, and I knew my entry was around that level, so I added more on my entry at 206. 206, but wow, really? Let's see. By 206 at 856. Here, is it that high? Wow, yeah, this is not a good entry. By 206, and then minutes later, 901, I realized I was not ideal or the best. Oh no, I tried to sell. Yeah, no, I was gonna. I remember now. It was a fat thing. I was trying to sell and I bought some. I remember that. Yeah, so I had 19,000 and then I was trying to sell. I sold 4,000 back to 15,000, and then I was trying to sell another 5,000 to just leave me with 10,000. But I bought instead, so I'm like, oh crap! And then that just you know messed up my mindset and everything. So, I try to sell everything at 207 at 9, just trying to get out, and I only got 4,000, and then the rest at 918 here at 206, so break even for the last few shares that I bought on accident. Yeah, so yeah, that makes more sense. I was trying to sell some here instead of buy. Yeah, there's no reason to be buying. If I'm gonna buy an ad, it's gonna be here. You know, so yeah. Although it was, fat finger mistake. Luckily I still got out okay. So yeah, gotta learn from that. Next trade, that was this one, and then let me see, SHMP. All right, so the next trade, guys, and then we're already 50 minutes in. Crazy. So I might go a little faster than normal on these, because it's the same thing over and over again. I just want to be transparent about everything and show you exactly my process, so you know that you could do it too. You know. So on the 13, cool, cool. Oh, 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 whoa, here. Yeah, this is what I just described earlier with CGRA and the other one, GDVM, I believe. No, not GDVM. WSRC, I think. This is trying to break out from up here, and you see how it just rejects right there. Um, so let's see what it did. Whoa, there we go. Whoa, there we go. So let's see. Buy, 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 sell. So at 12:37, 12:37. Wait, no. Yeah, 12:37. 12:37 at 320. So see this holding ramping up. Getting in here 320. Uh, and then at 314 and 315. Let's buy more at that price at 1240. 40 here. 14. Yeah, 1450. So I bought more here, thinking there's gonna be support. And then at 1255, is it here? Yep. At 3 I sell. That's not holding and it's just fading, fading. You know, these I need to get closer into the support on this area on the threes, especially here. That's the support of the 290s right here. You can't be buying up here. I need to be closer to the support down here, you know, or just avoid it because, I, from experience, I know that these are gonna fade. So yeah, that's not much else to that one. And then I feel like here start getting the tendency of, you know, um, bad habits here. And yeah, it was a rough stretch, and looking back at it, I shouldn't have been trading because this day I was going to flying to Arizona on the 15th, and this day I was driving to Tennessee. You know, this one is okay, but it was, you know, these shouldn't have happened. I shouldn't have even traded these. Maybe the first. Well, we'll go over it. But yeah, these days, I can see why I traded bad. And looking back at it, just take a step back and don't trade as much. If I know that I'm traveling. Um, cool. But ironically, we'll go over this one. I was traveling in this, and it was my best trade. So yeah. Next one, what is this? VENG. This one was tough. It was VENG. What is this? On the 14. Yeah, so panic. Let's see. At 9:27. Ah, I was so close. 14:30. Just got executed too high. 14:30. And then I saw the 14:09 seconds later, 30 seconds later. Yeah, so I got it 14:30 here and 14:09 I sold here. 27. Yep. 14:30 there and then just sold here. I just dang it. I was there. Oh, I was there. That was the area where it bounced. It went from 1380 to 1560 ish. So almost like $2 a share bounce. You know, what are you gonna do? That's living and learn. But I was in there. Just this one was tough to trade, and I traded later in the month too. It's just the price action level two was not as clear. It was jumpy. Uh, but yeah, that's it for that one. And then here comes the worst trade of the month. Let's see. CJJD. Eek, ugly. The 14th. Here we go. Here. So I'm anticipating the breakout here. Let's see what are the previous days. Yeah, so I can see how, I'm seeing it come up. It's holding this level, I got it in this level and then I got caught in this big panic and then the market was tanking on that, so I should have paid more attention to that. So, yeah, I mean, I'm going for the breakout here, trying to get in around support, which, I was holding all day, but something was telling me that, oh, this might like do this, and it did, and I didn't react quick enough. Um, so yeah, let's go back to the day of. Cool. 7757. Yep. It looks like $1 a share. At 1112. Here at 7. Ooh, and it's a little high here too. You want to get closer in to here, 6 7 ish area. So I'm seeing that, and I'm getting in on the dip at this previous support. You know, then 705 at, oh no, 705 got actually executed first. Dang. 13 until 14, and they added more at 1227. Damn. Yeah, here at what, 7, because I'm seeing this hold, and then I just sold here at 601. Yeah, put it at the market. Just wanted to get out 601. Oh, I got cut in a halt. Yeah, so I, I didn't want it to go further down, so I came at the market, 207. 207, right when I was panicking. I didn't get executed. And then when it opened back up, it just sold, just executed right away. But yeah, I mean, at least I know like how the it works after the halt. If you have a market order, just leave it and it'll get executed right when it all halts. Um, so yeah, bad trade. ADHC, ADHC. Yeah, this one I don't think I have. Yeah, this one I don't have the screenshots because this is when I was in Arizona for work and I just forgot to take a screenshot. But I mean, I had I remember it was at 33. Wait, no, that's not the right day. On the 16. Whoa. So panic, you know, and it was early because before we left the office, so at 33, it was around here, I believe, this area, and then I think I sold like around here, that area, so no gain, no loss. I think I lost a penny, but yeah, this was not a good trade, so I'm still trying panic dip buys, because I've been getting them, but some just don't bounce, and yeah, so I guess I should have realized that, and then yeah. Let's see, following trade is DPLS on the 19th, DPLS. This was before I started driving to Tennessee. Another panic dip buy. Oh, did I screw this one up? Let's see. At 8:49. Oh, it was here. 8:49 to 132. 132 here. And then 129 here. Yeah, so I chased a little here and sold into that. This should have been the better one. Buy somewhere here and sell into this right away. You know, I think almost 10% there. Yeah, and then yeah, just panic stop working as well. You know, uh, but yeah, maybe that was a sign to come with these other dip buys. But I mean, this one was really good. And then later in the day, SMMT. This was later in the day. What is this? 19. Yeah. Oh snap. Um, we stopped halfway on the drive. And I saw this running. And I was looking at this before we left. I'm like, oh, this might be like a good afternoon play that I'm looking for. And I try to do that. And this one I shouldn't have taken. I feel like I was just kind of trying to feel cool and trade from the Starbucks halfway. Be like, oh, whatever. But it was small. It was really small place. So at least I did that well. Let's see. What is this? 309, which is 209. 209. 209 here at 490. 29. Yeah, as it broke that at 463. Yeah, down here is that at the market? Yeah. Yeah, so I try to get in on the dip here, and I didn't cut it there. I thought it was going to be resistance here. I mean, support there. It was, and it bounced back up. I'm like, okay, we'll be good, but then it faded, and then I'm like, oh, snap. But it held that level again, and it bounced. And when I saw that fail, I just exited here, and it just faded. And yeah, this is similar from like the bottom base that it just runs and it doesn't work out. But since it was, you know, it went so high, it went like 90 cents above the breaker, and I'm like, okay, so this might be working, So I want to get in on a dip around here. I thought that was gonna be support, but it wasn't. And yeah, and then the next one I held overnight. This one I thought it was gonna work really well. Um, so I was looking at this, I saw this before I left, and I thought, oh, this might be also another good afternoon play. So I held this one overnight. Let me bring the image because that's too small. Here we go. So cool. About 5 at 24 at 150. 50. Oh, so let me go here. So yeah, this I'm just going for the breaker. It's not the most volatile, but seeing this, I'm like, okay, there's a lot of volume and it's holding. So could keep going. Oh snap, where'd it go? Here we go. At 24 at 150, 150. So here, yeah, here, 150. And I'm seeing it. Oregon, it's closing up here. It's not the best, but it's closing up there. So I decided to hold it overnight. And then the following day, it just gaps down. Excuse me, quite a bit. And yeah, excuse me. I was, yeah, that was my risk initially the day before. So I saw it gap down. I didn't panic and so I just, put my sell limit at my risk. Didn't want to hold. I'm like, okay, just respect risk and get out. And yeah, that was pretty much it for that one. Fill gap up, gap down, so get out into a bounce. Next trade, didn't trade anything on the 21st, and then CLOW on the 22nd. This was crucial. It's a crucial day. On the 22nd is this date. Big panic here. Big panic. And no bounce. You know. But I took practice swings, which helped later. So it was 3 trades, properly combined them into 2. So here's one. It'll be the same image, but I'm just bringing them in here for proof, you know. Uh, Same one, and let me bring the image up because this is too small. Here it is. So yeah, so we'll break it down. That's the first trade there, second trade there. Oh no, and then here's the last trade. And yeah, guess how much I made, and then so you see here, buy, sell, first trade, buy, sell, second trade, buy, sell, sell, sell. So first one, at 11:24 here probably. Wait, 11:24. Oh, let's hear this first little panic. Interesting. 24. What was the price? At 521. 521. Yeah, it's midday. Huh. I got a quick you know. So yeah, let's see. So I put my 11 at 5:30 at 11:24. So here, and I got it at 21. So decent here. Wasn't the best. Um, and it's midday. Excuse me. Um, Volatility is not the best. Um, I recognize that, and so shortly after the next minute at 23 and 25, so minimal gains there. And then the next one, uh, 11:45, probably this one. Yep. So 11:45 here, 11:46 actually. Whoa. But so see, and I'm going small because it's midday and this could go further than you expect, which it did. So this is kind of like practice swings. That's what I'm saying. Because it's you know midday, not ideal. So, but I want to see how it reacts and see how it works. So 474. Damn. Here. Damn. And at 430. So here, at least I didn't sell all the way down here. Crazy. So yeah, I I caught losses quickly, thankfully. And then it's the last trade at 11:48. 11:48. Yeah, so I tried it again here at the actual bottom, and then this one I uh buy 200. Oh, where are the rest? Sell 100. Oh no. Sell 100 at 415. Oh, I covered it with this. They're above here. Dang. But you see here. Let me see. Yeah, so bought 200, 389. That's right there. And then 415 there, 420 and 3. So that one was tough. So yeah, so 1148 there at 389. It's not the best, but okay. Then 415. Where is it? Then 52. So some there, and then at 421. Yeah, I saw some here. Then I saw this that didn't sell. Um, I had 100 shares left. No, 50 shares left, and then but I sold them all here 331 into this. The rest, So this was tough. And then but I saw that I'm like, okay, I'm done trying it. This is gonna be one of those that just keeps fading, doesn't really bounce. And it did just that, and I just kept watching and watching it, you know. And then I noticed this price action here, it was just consolidating in this area, you know. And I was like, okay, well, next day probably set it up for a good panic buy, you know. And this area is gonna be key, you know. It's either gonna panic and support this area, or have a bigger panic and maybe go down here, or it's gonna spike, you know. So I was looking for that the following day, and this next trade, it was on Friday. It was on the 23rd. Right? Let me see. Yeah, so all this was here, and then next day on the 23rd, that's Christmas Eve. And then we're driving from Tennessee back to Chicago. I stopped at and this was the day it was bad weather. So we drove like at 4 in the morning, and then I had planned to stop at a Starbucks, and somewhere in Kentucky, and it was closed. So I was stressing. It was like 30 minutes before the open, and so we went to a gas station, and there was McDonald's that was gonna open at 9 Eastern time, and so I'm like, okay, perfect. We'll go in there, and I'll have 30 minutes to kind of get ready and whatnot. So we come back, and it's still not open, and it's like 15 minutes until they open. I'm like, oh snap! So we just park next to this McDonald's. I join the Wi-Fi from my car, and then I make this trade from the driver's seat of my car, in like -10-degree weather. Um, so let's go ahead and analyze that, and then let's bring it into here. Oh snap! Here we go. Let me wait. That is not the one. Here we go. So yeah, let's actually bring the image here. So, and I went bigger on this, because I recognize how much it was, and I wanted to get 1,000 shares, but I, I was like, oh, if I had been, you know, in the Starbucks or in the McDonald's, sitting down, ideal situation, I guess, not in the car, I would have gotten bigger, but I went with only 600, and it was right out the gate. I was seeing the level two, stacking up. I was trying to gap up because it closed this day at 127. So what was the low? Low 131. So it was already gapping up right away. So I'm like, oh, you know, 10 seconds into the open, I put my order in at 141. You know, and here, and then I got very good execution at 134. And you know the rest is just managing it. And I really thought it was gonna get up to like this 220ish, but luckily I was selling into this, and then I saw, I believe, all into here because I'm like, okay, I'm in a car, I just want to close the trade and then just go home. It's bad weather, it's cold, so I got a good entry. So overall, it helped. So let's see. So buy 600, I sold 200 at 150, like a minute after, right away. Just lock some in. 150, and then I sold another 200 at 162 the next minute, because I'm seeing a spike. I'm like, okay, let me just lock in my profits. And then I sold another 100 at 150 the next minute here, because it came down. So I'm like, oh, I don't want it to panic, so let me just lock in a little more. And then the rest, I'm patient with the last 100 shares. You know, I sold at, I guess, somewhat patient because, yeah, I wait a little bit, more like 20 minutes. Yeah, so 55, you know, 55 here at 183, snap 183 up here, and then 185, and then the last 50 at 1005, 905 here at 172, 72 here. I'm like, okay, I don't want it to fail. Let me just get me out. You know, limit at 170, got a good exit, a few cents higher. So yeah, overall, great trade. You know, that's how much capital I used, I believe. Yeah, and then you know, what was the percentage gain? Almost 20%. In 30 minutes. So, good trade. Yeah. So that was, excuse me, that was my best trade of the month. And that just kind of summarized the whole month. I just panic dip buys. Um, which I've been kind of scared to get in. But just repetition. And I just feel more confident. And I just got to build on this going on to next month and next year. Um, but yeah, let's just finish off the last few trades that I had. And You know, I try to trade it again, but it just, it's just not the same. It's just one of those that's just gonna fade now. 27. Let's bring it in. Here we go. Alright, so let's see. At 132 at 848, was it here? 848 at 132. 132. Yeah, I just got executed too high, and then I panic and sold here. 205, 120. Wasn't the worst sell, but yeah, I should wait a little bit longer for the volume to come in. And yeah, this just hasn't been bouncing that much, just fading. You know, it's just one of those. Uh, but yeah, then after that, I didn't try it. If I didn't get in here, sold there. I don't want to try it because it's just volumes fading, volatilities fading, and it's just gonna slowly fade down to God knows where. So it's not those quick panics and bounces that are ideal. So let's see. Next one was CENN on the 28th. That was this day. So this is the that pattern that I said earlier that it just goes from like the bottom range area up until the break. It usually doesn't work. So this day I wasn't interested in buying it, but I was still watching it. So like I saw this, what was that, 42.75? Yeah, in its breakout level there, and then after hours, it didn't do much, and then here, following day, that's when I'm interested. And let's see what I did with this. Did I like buy here and sold into this? Let's see. Yeah, buy, sell, 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 sell. Okay, so I have 200. This is 75, 100. Yeah, that's all. So buy. So two buys. Let's see. Um, at 8:39. So 8:39 here at 41. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit more. 39. 39 at 41. Okay, so here on the dip, and then another 70 at 41, at 44 here, 41, and then my risk was down here. But if you look here, 41, so I'm getting here at the sort of support area, and when it falls down here, I'm not like extremely worried here, you know, because it's that support and it's right at the open, so I want to see how it reacts. And then let me see, it's 200 shares. Uh, it's very small size, right? Let me see, what did I buy in? 41. Yeah, that's very small share size. Yeah, so it's really, it's 80 bucks. Yeah, it's 80 bucks, and I made 12 bucks. 15%, not bad. Um, but yeah, so at least I was playing it really small, and I never got a chance to add, and then I just started taking profits into the spike, you know. 46 sold the first. Let me see at what time. Yeah, so at 9:09. So here at 46, into the spike, and then another 50 at 46.8, at 17, 917. Some more into the spike. And then next minute, another 25 at 47. Yeah, so I'm just letting everything here. And then the last 75 at 476 at 922 here. And it went all the way up here to 55, which is okay. Maybe, you know, add them back here and go, but I just, especially after this loss, it wasn't like a bad trade. It didn't bounce, and I caught my losses, which is it's no big deal. And especially going to the end of the year, I'm like, I don't want to be too aggressive. Just take my profits, even if it's small, and even if I didn't go full size, just take my profits, and even if it went all the way up to 55, it's okay, And then it ended up doing this and losing it all. So that, kind of made me feel a little better. But anyways, it was still a good trade, 15%. Can't be upset about that. And then what is this next trade? GTII on the 29. Oh no, the 29. Yeah, so here and this, it's not your tip ideal chart, I guess. If you kind of, oh my god, what am I doing? If you're looking at it just briefly, you see like what am I doing? What am I buying here? So the resistance, But when you start looking at closing, looking at the history, and I've been following this for quite a while, as you can tell by the lines, you see all the big volume here, you know, and then you see this 215 area yellow line, which was not a an ideal breakout level, but last time it was around that level, it ran quite a bit, and I was watching it, and I don't remember if I traded it, but I was watching it, and I sort of thought that level was gonna be key, and it ran all the way up to 9, So and then this level here, it bounced and it rejected around that level here again. It's bouncing and rejecting around that level, and then here it panic dip buy, and then it was similar to that CLOW from the previous week where I traded from the car. You know, it's you know this day here is this red day here, and it's just fading, sort of panicking, and then not being ideal for panic dip buys. And I'm noticing again this range here again, um, a base here, and kind of rejected that area. And I was hoping that it would run as much and close up here. I was hoping that it would close right where it closed around that area and just panic, and then I'll buy and then sell, which is exactly what it did. So coming into the next day, I'm looking for that same thing that I was looking for CLOW, either panic into that resistance area or sort of a strong hold and spike. So those were the two things that I was looking for. Um, and I got the panic. So let's see where I got in. Yeah, is it this one? No. Where'd it go? Here we go. GTII. Here we go. So let's bring this back to the day of on the 29th. So right at the open at 8:31 here at 126.5. 26.5. I mean, it's a really good entry. And yeah, and then this one I sold here. I didn't hold it long enough because V and G at the same time was panicking, and I didn't get executed on that, but it was panicking, and so I was trying to get in on that other trade while I was in this, so I just had this on top of my screen, just looking at it. I put my sell order here at, you see, at 135 at 37 at 837 here, and I got executed here at 39, and it went higher, which I probably, if I wasn't trying to trade VNG on the panic, I feel like I would have held through this and then sold like maybe half here and then the rest over here, you know. But yeah, I'll show you what VENG was doing at that moment. It was doing this, and that was this day on the 29th. So this is ideal. You're looking into this, multi they run up and then the panic, and I just didn't get executed in this area, and that's at 39. So look, it's the panic started happening here at 35, 36, 37 here when I'm seeing a big panic. So here I'm focusing more on this and I'm shifting, and then I don't want to ignore this, so I just put my sell order and just watch this. And unfortunately, I didn't get executed in here and it just bounced perfectly. Um, but it is what it is. But and then the following day, I I guess I used it as practice and noticed that I had to put my limit order a little bit higher, because here I believe I was putting it a few cents above, and I just couldn't get executed. And you know, it just up with the next day, even though it wasn't big, but just sort of trying. And so this was it two trades, three trades. Yeah, the next two are gonna be the same image, but I'll just bring them in here so you can see it. So that's one of them, and then that's the second one. Well, no, this one's actually the first one, and then that was the second one. Um, so yeah, you can see there, getting lost. Excuse me. All right, yeah. So let me see, VENG on the 30th. This was yesterday. So at 9:32 here at 1672, 1672 right here, and sold at 1663 2 minutes later. Yeah. So here I just got, I got executed too high, but I from the day before I'm like I'm not getting executed, so I got to put it a little bit higher, But then I got filled at 1672 here instead of like in the 50s or the 60s, and then I sold at the 60s, and look where my limit order is 16. I just want to get out, but I don't want to put a market order because OTC, and God knows where I could get executed if I just put a market order. And then I tried it again. So here, 836. No, here. No, here. Yeah, 836, 1615. That one also, I it just executed me high. The bid was somewhere here and then the ask over here, so I bought at the ask. I thought it was gonna, get executed lower, and I got executed 1615. So I should have put it lower, but from prior experience on the previous day, I wasn't getting executed, so that's why I went a little higher on my limit, which just learning how the stock works and whatnot. So, and then I sold at 3 minutes later, 8:39 here. So I wasn't holding. I thought this was gonna keep going, but it didn't. And then at 16:20, bottom here, and I just put my limit way down to get me out. Um, but yeah, and then that was the last trade of the month. So if you see the pattern, is just been panic dip, but have been what has made this month for me. Um, but yeah, man, I'm just excited what's to come. It's a good way to end the year, and I'll show you here. You see the profit there. So profits by month. This is my best month um, ever. And my previous best month was January during COVID. You know, so to beat that tells me a lot. And I'm trading way smaller size. So that just tells me I'm on the right track. For the year, that's how much up I am. It's not life changing, but it's on the right track. And I'm just excited to see what this is gonna hold in store for me. So I hope this helps you guys. Hope at least one person benefits from this. Obviously, I'm hoping many, many, many more benefit from this. But if I could just help one person, change their lives, I'll be satisfied. Obviously that's not the goal. But if there's one person out there that this helps change their life, that'll be extremely, extremely satisfying. Yes, I'm doing this for the money, for self gain. Yeah, I like money. I want to have money and do nice things, but I also want to help others do this, because I know so many more people can do this. And I know you don't need a lot. And I know that if you put your nose down and study and be persistent day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year, you will be successful if you stay disciplined, if you follow the rules. But yeah, with that said, guys, this is it. Hope you guys have a happy New Year's. Wish you the best for the following year. And if you have questions, comment, share, like, subscribe. And anything I can do to help. Um, you know, I'm up for it. But yeah, that's it, guys. Peace.